The king forgot me every morning. At sunrise, King Adrian would wake beside me, see the wedding ring on my hand, and call for the guards. The first time, I thought he was joking. By the third year, I knew exactly which guard to dismiss first, which tea to pour, and how long to wait before saying, "My name is Amara. I am your wife." He would look at me with the same careful terror every day. Then I would hand him the letter he had written to himself. It said, "Trust Queen Amara before you trust anyone. You asked her to stay. Do not let the Chancellor separate you." The curse had been placed on Adrian's coronation sword by an enemy sorcerer. It erased only me. His kingdom, his mother, every battle we had survived, he remembered all of it. Just not the woman he had chosen after the war. The court pretended to pity us. Chancellor Bellin did not even bother pretending. Every morning he would bow to Adrian and say, "Your Majesty, it is dangerous to keep a stranger in your chambers." Every morning Adrian would read his own letter, look at me, and answer, "She is not a stranger." And every night, before the curse returned, he would take my hand and promise, "I will find my way back to you." But a promise is heavy when you are the only person who gets to remember it. Then the palace oracle found the final line of the spell. It was not meant to stop at me. If I stayed through the next winter, it would begin erasing everything Adrian loved. First his friends, then his mother, then the kingdom he had fought to protect. So I packed before dawn. I left my wedding ring on the pillow beside his letter and walked down to the river gate, where a small boat was waiting to take me beyond the capital. The sun was almost up when I heard footsteps behind me. Adrian stood on the stone bridge in his sleeping shirt, barefoot, holding the letter I had not left. He looked at me as if he had never seen me before. "Who are you?" he asked. I swallowed. "Someone you are supposed to forget." He looked toward the boat, then toward the palace. "I woke up afraid," he said. "Not because you were gone, because it felt like I had spent 3 years letting something important be taken from me." I could not speak. He took the coronation sword from the guard behind him and laid it across the bridge stones. The Chancellor shouted from the palace steps, "Your Majesty, that blade is the crown." Adrian looked at me. "Then I choose a life that remembers what the crown forgot." He broke the sword against the bridge railing. The curse shattered with it. At first, nothing happened. Then Adrian stared at me and his face changed. He remembered the Eastern Gate, lemon tea, the first rain after the war, the night he asked me to stay. He crossed the bridge and held me like he had been searching for 3 years. The next morning, he woke before sunrise, looked at me and said, "Amara, you stole my blanket again." I had never loved an insult more.